guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be going over 7 of the best tips for keyboard and mouse and how to improve really fast. So my first tip is that you make your own binds and your own sensitivity so that you can do what suits you. So I play 7.6 X and Y, 30% targeting and 64% scope. I'd recommend that you make a sense that's within like the 6% to 9% range with like 800 to 1600 DPI. So I use 1200 DPI, and yeah. So for my keyboard, I use just like pretty normal binds, I'd say, but I have like my harvesting tool. All of these are pretty weird, like my slots. You just gotta find what's comfortable, and those are comfortable for me. And then for my wall and my stairs, I use my thumb mouse buttons, which is really important because it just makes it really optimal so that you're not pressing more binds than you have to and taking your fingers off the movement keys. So see how I can just move to the side when I'm building. Like when I build a stair, I can't move to my right, a floor. But now I can move to the left and right when I'm building walls and stairs, which is good for like moving in like stacked lobbies. Like surge, and then you have to build and stuff like that. And yeah, onto the second tip. So for my second tip, what I recommend is that you play with players that are either around your skill level or better than you, and play with people that you are friends with so that you can get better and like have like low pressure 1v1s or just like have some fun versing them. I think this really helps because it just lets you get used to your binds, helps you like get used to keyboard and mouse as well. And like if you make a mistake or something and the person that you verse isn't going to be mad or like something like that, then it just gives you like a lot less pressure, makes you play better, makes you get used to things easier. Alright guys, my next tip is to aim train. This is probably like the most important thing to do when you go to keyboard and mouse, is to just work on your aim. So here I have a map called Skavox, which is like Kovacs but in Fortnite. If you can buy Kovacs, I would definitely recommend. That is probably like 100 times better, but you can only get it on PC and it's like $10 to $15 depending where you're from. I have Kovacs, but Skavox will do almost the exact same thing. It's just that there's no moving targets to shoot at. So I'm gonna run you guys through this and just show you what it's all about. So what will happen is that you'll spawn in here, you go grab a scar, find it, and I'm also going to grab a shotgun. And here is a bunch of routines. Box fight, beat control, box fight, reactive leaks, all of these, all of those, and yeah, so I'm going to do moving target frenzy, and you get to do how far away you want, and if you want free play or a time trial, I'm just going to go free play. And because I'm on performance mode, the targets look weird, but usually they won't look weird if you're on console or like if you don't play performance mode. So what happens when I run out of ammo, you just automatically reload. It's pretty easy, and so when you're playing, if you like think about like hitting the right shots, making the right play and hitting good edits, usually most of the time that'll actually happen. I know it's weird, but if you like believe in yourself and you like make the right ideas, right plays, then most of the time usually like what you think will happen and you get the result that you wanted. So yeah. For my sixth tip, I think one of the most like underrated things when you switch to keyboard and mouse is having scroll wheel reset. So to have scroll wheel reset, you have to have the second slot in your building edit as your scroll wheel. So ours mine is up, and you still gotta have reset building edit as scroll wheel up. So I'm not gonna press my edit bind here. So just look. So that's all just scroll wheeling. So if I did it like normally, And then if I even like unbind it so that there's nothing there, just make that my edit. Just watch. It's a lot slower. You have to press your F key a whole lot of times, or your edit key a whole lot of times. You gotta press it to confirm as well. That's why I think this is like the best thing to do. So tip number 7 is that you don't want to overthink your mouse and your keyboard. So having like the best keyboard or the best mouse really doesn't help compared to like having like an above average keyboard or a above average mouse. As long as you don't have a membrane keyboard, which is like an office keyboard which like isn't clicky and like that, soft things like that, and it's like really plasticky, not clicky, like doesn't feel nice to use, then yeah, get a mechanical keyboard, which is like the best thing. That's what I have. And then for your mouse, as long as your mouse has 2 side buttons on the side, that's really all that matters. You could use like any mouse, as long as it has like settings that like fit for you, and the 2 side buttons, and like a working scroll wheel, a good scroll wheel, that's all that matters. I use a G Pro wireless and a Ducky 1.2 mini, but that's just what I use. Like it doesn't really matter what you use, as long as it's mechanical, not membrane, and an actual gaming mouse instead of an office mouse or something like that. So for my last tip, probably like one of the most underrated things about PC and keyboard and mouse is double movement. So if you're on console, that's like really it for the video. It's for keyboard and mouse people mostly on PC, and yeah. So for double movement, just notice how how my character is running sideways, and I'm looking straight. My character's running like that. That's what double movement does. Usually, if I can, well, I would turn it off, but I can't. But usually your character runs like half of that. But because you have double movement, which is like, it gives you like controller input, like when you move with A and D, it registers that as controller, so it runs sideways. This is really good. Say you like full box someone like this, and you need to get around, you can re-edit, you go like this, get there faster, bang. Same thing, run out, edit around, bang. So I'm gonna show you guys how to get it. So what you need to do is you open up your thing, and then you open up Chrome or whatever you use to search up. I got Twitter open, and you go keys to X. Here. Go like that. Download it. Download there. And then once it's downloaded, you open it. It goes to this. I just have mine cranked fully up. Like it's really personal choice. So if I press A or D by itself, this is where it'll go. So I have it going back to like get out of the box easier. And then like running forward, that's how you normally go. And then I run on full, so you run almost sideways. And then running backwards, like that really doesn't matter. You can't do that in Fortnite. So yeah, so enjoy the video guys. Please like and subscribe, and have a good day.